So Cliff and I are out here filming in Greenpoint at my old home, a log cabin. I was doing a little bit something here with the creek. So many memories here. I'll tell you some of the memories of stuff that was actually here. So this is the old creek. Not a whole lot of water in it right now. It has the smell of ferns. There's like ferns everywhere. But this tree fell down at some point, but there used to be, when the water's higher, it'll actually roll over top of those roots. Otherwise it goes underneath, but all kinds of memories here. Used to be a little circular flower beds that had like flags and stuff like that. My dog Midnight used to be up here. My dad he learned honeybees from his mom's dad. We actually visited their grave, and he used to have like, I think, 4 honeybee hives right in here. And there's a huge oak here. It got taken out in a storm, but it used to have a hole, and you'd either have squirrels in it or something of that nature, raccoons a couple times. But the creek went down to a pond down here, which the pond no longer exists. It basically silted. Oh, that sucks. This is an old lilac bush that broke off finally. There used to be, geez, what the crap is touching me? Anyways, there used to be a tree here I had to take down that my mom's foster daughters, Sandra and Donna, actually planted. But eventually it was like right underneath the phone line. Actually, I took out the phone line one time. I was shooting, I used to hunt, and I nailed the phone line, or the electric line, or what, I think it's a phone line. But I was not the smartest child in the world. There used to be a for Cynthia there. We used to run ministry stuff here. There at one time was a flower bed, circular flower bed here that was actually raised. Bunch of, like, there's little flowers called Sweet Williams. This was the vestibule. We would sit here, and my dad and my mom would sit there, and we would listen to the Phillies games, the Harry Callis, and then me and my sister would go down the yard where the pool is right now, where Cliff's standing. We used to catch fireflies, and those are my memories. And here is the log cabin. This part here is the kitchen, and then in the middle there would be the living room, and then that farther section, that was my room, and then on the other side was my sister's room. And then as you go down, this porch wasn't originally here. You had another room, which was like my dad's gun room. Then there's the bathroom, and then my mom and dad's bedroom. And that fireplace inside, at some point I'd like to show you guys, it's a polished stone fireplace. But so many memories of here, just sitting here enjoying summer days, because we're right in a hollow, so it was always much cooler than everywhere else. But I had so many memories here.
Did there used to be a secret ping pong table in there?
Yeah, and then we had foosball tables for the youth group and stuff like that at one point.
So there was a ping pong.
Yeah, we actually used the old table. My dad used to butcher deer on them that he got, because we'd hang them up in this tree. There used to be a limb here somewhere, right. And then now there's another dead tree there too. Everything's dying in here. But we used to hang them here, butcher them, and then finish the butchering on a big wooden white table, and then we used it as a ping pong thing. And my mom used to beat the crap out of all of us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to whip at ping pong.
At ping pong. No, well, she'd also do that every now and then as well, because
we
were bad. Well, the bush there that broke, that was the old lilac bush of my mom. It's purple lilac bush. Yeah, right there in the corner. Oh, yeah. And I sort of noticed that. Maybe some Dad used to have the beehives there.
Yeah, the beehives.
Yeah, and the garden was right here in the middle. What?
Were the blueberries over down there?
I had blueberries and cherries on the side of it.
Right down here.
Yeah, and then I opened up the rest to be a garden as well. And then of course the pond used to be there, and that doesn't exist anymore.
We would fish in the creek and put
like bass and sunnies and stuff like that. And then I'd go out there and throw pieces of bread out there, and all these, bam, they go up and grab. There used to be a hole on the left side there that was about 6 foot deep, because they actually dug. There's a pile of dirt on the other side that they dug that out to make it.
The trail we go to the rough side.
Yeah, and because that was straight down through, and then there was a bunch of Cynthia's here, and then there was actually an old dam at the bottom, which is what kept it, and then the silt just eventually filled it up. But yeah. And then this was certainly not here. But this is where we used to, they'd be listening to Phillies games, and then Debbie and I down here doing firefly catching. It was just this hollow, the smells, the feel, it's just cooler. Yeah. So many memories about this place. And then you can see the front, like they have the steps here. There's actually an entrance on the other side, but this was sort of, we always considered this the back of the house, but it's actually the front entrance, because on either side of this was where the guy's doctor's office was. On my sister's side, it actually has a shelving unit there, and then mine was open where he would have his charts, like an open, just big rectangular area with a piece of wood there, and that's where he would have his charts. But we separated our bedrooms, and this is these really beautifully heavy doors with the knocker on and all that kind of stuff. And then see the stonework here and the stone, and there was a stone path that went the whole way out. Originally this place had this was originally black and white. They would have like fence posts, black and white fence posts with wagon wheels at each of the, where this thing went out, this sidewalk, there was a wagon wheel. There was a wagon wheel down over there going to the pond. I think there was one somewhere else as well. But those posts, it was just the whole property here, a little less than an acre. There was a stone wall along the bottom of the yard. And then there was also, like I said, these fences. And it was just so neat. But there you can see where my parents' bedroom would be, and then the main living hall that has these. He was a country doctor that went around on a horse and cart, like a horse and wagon. So the wheels of his wagon are actually the chandeliers in there. So I'd love to take you guys in there sometime just so you can see it. This is the old stone lane. We used to have a tree over there that the one drunk neighbor used to hit all the time. I don't know if you remember that. This wasn't Dennis. This was somebody else. He had this woman. She was always drunk, and she'd nail this one tree. The stump is laying back there. She used to nail that tree all the time. It's like, how are you not seeing it?
You want to tell the story about Johnny Wolf and the tree? Or?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
I'll hold on a second.
so this is yeah, I'm filming. So this is a story for the ages.
So,
He's about to start.
all right, so I'm filming it. John is going to tell. I already told him about Mom's Good News Club.
Yeah.
He's going to tell you a story about Johnny Wolf.
So Johnny Wolf was notoriously sort of did what he wanted.
Yeah.
So I guess it was a Good News Club or something like that. He just disappeared, and we're like, we have no idea where he went.
He was like 5, 6 years old.
5 or 6 years old.
Well, maybe a little bit older.
So Sam's like, I know where he is. So up on the hill is where they lived.
Yeah.
Johnny was up in a hemlock
Yeah.
and wouldn't come down.
Up,
Like 25 feet or so.
Yeah.
So Cliff and I went up the tree, and we just eventually got tired of it, and Cliff just grabbed him, handed him down to me, and I like did the arm carry and then took him down the rest of the way. We were talking about that story at my mom's funeral. It's like, it was just sort of, you remember that time that, you know, it's like, geez.
Both of us have a slight fear. Well,
I have a real big fear, because I fell through this roof and I fell off the other one.
yeah, when we were doing that roof, I'll tell you about this roof later, but I told him about that one.
Cliff was on this one at the time doing the work over here, and I was taking the shingling. And back in like the 50s, 60s, they just throw shingles over top of shingles.
Yeah.
Notoriously, the wood will then, when it starts breathing, it starts bleeding. It
was slippery.
It's slippery. I slipped down the roof, jumped on the ladder, but got one rung too high. It went up like a seesaw, and all I was like, oh, I'm not going to say the word I said.
Yeah,
1 minute I was there, the next I was gone.
I was up there, I hear John like, oh, what happened?
So, yeah. After that, I sort of didn't enjoy heights ever, but after that, it's like, nope. That was done. That was brutal. But, yeah, so this is a lot of memories here. I fell through. I'll tell you this story. So when I fell through, this used to be flat-ish. They just did the whole roof now is at an angle, but it used to be flat. Cliff and I had done it like twice.
It was like flat, and it was like a thigh level almost.
Yeah, so it was sort of odd, but I had taken off all the roof because it had rotted out from the chimney. And I was just walking across the roof joist, I guess you could call it. Because I had good balance back then. I actually had all my toes and my feet. And my dad started freaking out about, oh, you can't do that. You got to have a piece of wood across there. So I said, well, grab it from this good pile. He grabbed it from the garbage pile. Right. I stepped on it. It snapped because there was a crack on the bottom. I went right down through. I caught myself somehow, but I nailed the base of my
But you
skull.
went right through the roof.
I went right through the ceiling and was looking down through. When I came to again, he had Civil War muskets.
Right,
The Union one had a bayonet poking up right through where I would have went.
Yeah.
So I would have been impaled or had something else. I would have become Josephina.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there that day.
No, you were
My
not.
brother-in-law was there. Sean was there.
He was there. He wasn't there that day either.
wasn't?
No, I was here by myself.
Oh, I thought Sean
He
was
helped me. That was when I took the circular saw into my leg when he was
okay.
here.
Right, okay.
Yeah, which that was good. The whole thing, it has a safety thing, but it caught and it went right into my jeans. I have a big scar here. That was a bad roofing job.
Yeah. I mean, we like the roof was different back then. We redid the whole roof that one time.
It was a lot easier because the other side you're a lot higher up.
Yeah.
But when it had those flat sections, it was very easy to do.
Right, it was easy to get this.
And even the top section wasn't that bad, but they had a weird obscure thing on the back. I don't know why they designed it that way, but like the water would sit on the back side of the fireplace. That's what rotted everything out.
Cardboard, and the wood was like
Yeah. So, but it was I remember too, we were drinking nothing but green lemonade or green Gatorade. And there's like, why am I peeing green? It was like, oh my God, I got something wrong with me. But it was the hottest week of the year.
It was. I remember that.
That 1 week in August.
I remember we spent a whole week up there.
Yeah. It was brutal. And that was where you found the joint on the backside.
Turn it off.
Cliff also found a joint up on the opposite side of the roof because everybody always talked about the guy that did the roof was a pothead.
Right.
Well, we found the evidence.
Yeah. I was expecting. I pulled up on the shingles. And I was like, John, is this it? He's like, yep, that's what that is.
So this is so many good memories here. It always makes me happy when I'm here, and just the memories that Cliff and I have here. We used to do the adventures where we like war things or Star Wars. Do you remember when Sam would be like captured? He'd be like, guys. So it was funny. It was good times. We made a lot of trails back through these woods back when they were woods because somebody got into log, and the guy just ripped everything up because this used to be stunning. Like it was all these oaks and different trees, and they just cut everything down. Because this used to be completely full over here of trees, and that's where they had the logging operation. They just destroyed it, which is a shame. But used to be an old light post over here too. When that rotted out, I went and cut down a small tree and put a new one up. But right here used to be one of those stone sidewalks as well, and it would lead over to the house. There used to be a vestibule in front of the door, and then it would lead to that side of the porch. There used to be a shed on there, but it rotted out, and that Cliff and I took that down. And then there was another like sort of semicircle lane here as well. But it was such an amazing place to grow up as a kid. You could have nothing but adventures here. It just, the nostalgia I have here, everything I remember here. I have to find a bunch of the pictures and slides and do a slideshow on film for you guys so you can see what it was like growing up and all the quirky, weird pictures of me as a kid, because I was awkward. But so many great memories. I love coming back here. I love talking about these things and just all the grand adventures that we had. But I'm going to take you down to where the pond was just quick. But this is, I remember I used to have all our tools up on the wall there, and we used to have these canvas sheets that would hang down. They eventually went to naught, but we had the ping pong table, or the table that everybody would come over and eat. We had benches, and then the table was right in here. And then eventually when we did youth group and stuff like that, I had 2 foosball tables I would have here as well. And there used to be a stove thing on top of this, metal stove thing, that you could use it as like a grill and all kinds of stuff, because it's like an old style fireplace. Yeah, like Cliff just said, it was a shame we had to sell it, but we didn't have the money to fix it, and thankfully Herb and his family, they fixed this, brought it back to life, gave it years to come to be enjoyed by a family, and just as it should.
I was just talking about that too. It's a shame that,
I would have loved to have kept it, especially like now. It would have been great to have that.
That's life, though.
It's how it works.
That's how it is. You have good memories here and some bad memories too. But it's a beautiful place.
Oh yeah. And it was built.
I always loved coming.
1929 was when it was built, so it's coming up on 100 years old. But we'll quick go down here. This is, I didn't show you this. There's nothing down here anymore. The creek sort of meanders through the back side of the pond, or where the pond used to be. All these different trees I even have like memories of and stuff like that. It just stuff that we did. We used to have 2 trees here, and we would play badminton down here, play all kinds of games with the war games for the kids stuff. But down here is where the pond used to be. And like I said, Cliff and I used to fish, and we'd fill the pond. Now it's like actually filled over, but right here is where the pond went down, and it was, you can see a dirt pile over there. That was like back over here to the left of that dirt pile is where we had, it was like a 6-foot deep hole. And then the pond went through here, and the creek goes down through. There's a dam. So many memories. Just a lot of fun here. We used to have trails all along that hill, have all our adventures. Right below here is where Brad and Daniel Rupp used to live. There's a little bit of the wall still down here, actually. But this would go along the entire bottom of the property. There was this stone wall. There used to be forsythia bushes, which there's one still here. Well, a couple here, like 2 or 3. But this would be in spring, be all yellow, but the wall went along the bottom of the property. And it had the pooper. Old style houses sort of just had a hole in the ground and stone walls around it, and then a cement thing on top where those stones are. There you can see there's a cement pad, but if you would walk down below that, you'd be stepping in something stinky, and it would smell to high heaven in the summer. But yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful log cabin. So thanks everybody once again for coming along on an adventure, memories, all that good stuff. And as always, we'll see you all about town.